In 2007, Bugliosi came out with his 1,600-page book with an additional 1,000 pages in notes titled Reclaiming History: The Assassination of President John F. Kennedy. I just wonder why he didn't divide it into 2 volumes. I guess that's not as impressive as a single volume weighing as much as a newborn. Bugliosi says his professional interest in the JFK assassination began when he was approached by a British production company in 1986 to prosecute Lee Harvey Oswald in a mock trial. But that's hard for me to believe considering his involvement in the Owen versus KCOP case in 1975. Jerry Owen, an evangelist, had his own television program on KCOP, an independent LA station back in 1969. But after only 3 broadcasts, the station canceled the show. In 1970, Owen filed a lawsuit for breach of contract and defamation. He alleged that the station president, John Hopkins, accused him of being involved in Robert Kennedy's assassination. The case went to trial in 1975, and KCOP's defense was that the station was not guilty of libel because the allegation that Owen was involved in the assassination was true. The defense attorney once said during the trial, when Owen's attorney objected to his line of questioning, "We are trying to show this man has a possible involvement in the assassination of Senator Kennedy. If that doesn't have relevancy, I don't know what has." Guess who this attorney was making these allegations? A guy by the name of Vincent T. Bugliosi. The same guy who calls people who believe in a high-level conspiracy to kill JFK insane and zany, said to the judge in the case that Americans want to know if there was a pernicious force alive in the land which is threatening to destroy our representative form of government by systematically orchestrating the cutting down of those presidents or candidates for president who espouse political philosophies antithetical to theirs. This same guy that in 2007 calls JFK conspiracy theories,
there was just no substance to them. They were just pure moonshine.
Said back in 1975 of the RFK assassination, "If there is a conspiracy here, it would involve people in the highest levels of our government, or people out of the government who had substantial political interests inimical to Senator Kennedy. And if it was a conspiracy, it most likely was a conspiracy of considerable magnitude, which would make Watergate look like a one-roach marijuana case." His attitude towards the possibility of a high-level conspiracy in the JFK case is totally dismissive.
Let's briefly talk about conspiracy. I told the jury in London, I said, "You know, folks, I'll stipulate that 3 people can keep a secret," I said, "but only if 2 are dead." And here we have a situation where close to 44 years later, not one word, not one syllable has leaked out. Why? Because there's nothing to leak out. There's no credible evidence that the CIA or mob or any of these groups was involved in the assassination. Nothing.
But it is interesting to note his thoughts about conspiracies, especially when he was making a case for one in the assassination of RFK, the brother of JFK. Conspiracies are proven bit by bit, speck by speck, brick by brick, until all of the sudden you have a mosaic. They are proven by circumstantial evidence. Conspiracies are conceived in shadowy recesses. They are not hatched on television in front of 5 million witnesses. Bugliosi argued that it wasn't necessary to have a tape recording of one of the conspirators saying they wanted to bump off Senator Kennedy in order to prove there was a conspiracy in the case, although it seems nothing short of this would be required for Bugliosi to admit there was one in JFK's killing. Usually arguing for a conspiracy in RFK's killing is the harder sell of all the assassinations that decade. Is it